Come join our family of 6 on our 2-week, 1,870-mile road trip in our modified Lance 2185 travel trailer from Utah to Arizona and back to see the Parowan petroglyphs, the Valley of Fire, Lake Mead and the Hoover Dam, Lake Havasu, Quartzsite, Friends in Phoenix, canyoneering near Tortilla Flat, Goldfield Ghost Town and Mine, Sedona, Arizona, the Grand Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and the Coral Pink Sand Dunes before driving through snow back home. This is our first big road trip after all our modifications to make our travel trailer fully electrically powered by 2,650 watts of solar panels on the roof and 9.6 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries, as well as Starlink for internet connectivity. Click on the card above to watch the overview video of all our modifications, which enabled us to never use our generator or any propane throughout the entire trip. This was also the first trip with James, who was born 9 weeks before we departed. Being in February, we used our heat pump mini split for both heating overnight in below freezing temperatures in Utah and a little bit of cooling in Quartzsite, Arizona. Throughout the trip, we only boondocked on free public lands with one exception of mooch-docking in a friend's driveway in Phoenix. Come join us while we explore beautiful new places and test the performance of our fully sun-powered travel trailer in the real world. In our last video, we arrived here at this boondocking location in the Superstition Mountains, just north of the Lost Dutchman State Park in Arizona. We woke up this morning to a beautiful sunrise highlighting the ridge silhouetted by cacti of various types that look really cool in the early morning sunlight. We cautioned our girls to stay away from all the cacti and made special point to avoid the jumping cholla cactus, which is particularly nasty from what we've heard from our friends who live in the area. We did not want anyone to discover that for themselves. From the Google satellite view, it looked like there's a lot more space to camp, but in person, the ground is very uneven, which condenses the camping rigs closer together into smaller areas that isn't ideal. But it was okay for a one-night stopover to explore the area before moving on. Hey girls, how did you sleep last night? Good? We turned on the mini split this morning and now it's 73 degrees inside and it's 60, almost 62 outside. The battery's down to 45, but last night it wasn't up to full, so I'll put on the screen how much we used last night. And we're getting almost 90 watts of solar right now. But the sun is just about to hit the panels and the sun is just now starting to hit the truck parked right there next to the trailer. Alright, this morning we had pancakes for breakfast and then the girls had some craft time and they made some, what are these, Lydia?
Toucans.
Toucans? Caca! Good job, girls. Here's the view. Here, I'll come out the back window. It's really windy today, so we haven't done a whole lot outside just yet, but we're about to go exploring a little bit. But it's a pretty cool view. The solar output right now is at 15, almost 1600 watts. Battery's at 50%. This parking lot area where we stayed last night was too crowded for my liking. Our nearest neighbor was right here, parked in this spot, and then there's one directly on the other side just as close. For what it's worth, we were the last ones to get here, but this area is so uneven. It looks kind of spacious, but it's really hard to find a spot to camp that you can level enough. Hey girls! What are you doing? An obstacle course?
Okay, Dad, watch those.
Okay. Okay, I'm watching. Also, our next door neighbor on the other side was running their generator all night long. Luckily, it's a constant sound, so it wasn't too annoying. But there's another neighbor running one over there now. We're exploring this other campsite that's nearby, and there are a lot of horses here, and horse trailers and horse paraphernalia. What do you think of all the horses, Lucy?
I like them.
Looks like fun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey girls, what do you think? Does this place look cool?
Yeah.
Let's go explore, girls.
Yeah.
Hey girls, do you wish we had a truck like this to pull our trailer?
No.
You guys can ride back here. We can just tie you down.
We could strap you to the bed of the truck. Alright, let's go over there to the main place. What did you see?
We saw a place where you can get food.
Okay.
And one of them is prickly is prickly pear lemonade,
Mmm.
and it's made out of cactus.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
Looks like maybe the sheriff would play a game while he had the prisoners in here.
Are you in jail?
Yes, but I have a ticket.
There's dynamite you can get out with.
How do you play checkers?
You have to keep all the pieces on the brown squares, and you can only go diagonally. And so like this guy would go here, this guy would go here, and then this guy could jump over that guy, and then this guy's dead. And then you could keep jumping around and jumping over people.
Can we play it?
Sure. Hey, what are you gonna do next, Lid?
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Is it a real gunfight?
I think
No.
so. Let me hear it. Clap your hands and stomp your feet.
We didn't fight yet.
I don't know. What do you think?
Y'all seen this feller?
Have you guys seen that picture? That guy on the picture? Have you seen that guy?
Hey, you Missy, you seen this feller? I'm kind of looking for him. Thought I saw his horse.
Does that look like a person? It's him himself?
Come out here. Get on out here. Come here. Hey, I've been riding a long time looking for you. Drop your guns.
Who do you think won?
$25.
Look, he's not. Oh, here comes.
What, Clara?
She was scared they're gonna shoot
No,
us.
they won't shoot us.
Another 25 on Shiloh.
Are they actually dead?
No, they're not. They're
I
not.
see them breathing too.
Hey, you're the sheriff. I'm looking for you. Well, you found me. You owe me $100. I want to know what these bodies are. Well, let me tell you, I came for Dirtface Jake. Uh-huh. Well, he drew on me, so I had to shoot. Uh-huh. And then these other two, they come out. Well, they drew on me too because I shot them. You know, drop them guns right there on the ground and march yourself into the jail. Drop the guns on the ground? Yeah. Jail? I don't want to go to jail. You go in there, and when the judge gets here next week, why, he'll sort this out. The judge? Drop the guns now, son. Both of them? Both of them. Right. Never learn.
Oh, look. Look, they're not dead. You were right.
Hey, girls, what did you think of that show?
I liked it. It made me jump every time.
Clara, did you think that they were going to shoot you? Yeah. Oh, I'm glad they didn't.
Are you timing it, Lucy?
Hey, girls,
Exactly 25.
are you excited for the mine tour?
Actually, no, I'm not tired.
Yeah, Clara is.
I am.
Lydia is.
You got your
What
red.
about you, Lucy?
I am.
Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
I'm so excited I can break this ticket.
How's everybody doing today?
Yeah, me too.
Listen.
The town of Goldfield is here because of the Mammoth Mine. That Mammoth Mine sits about a 5-minute walk in that direction. The mine is a vertical shaft that goes straight down 1,058 feet. And off of that vertical shaft there are 7 mining tunnels that go in different directions at different levels. The tower you see sitting right there, that's called a hand crane.
We all had fun at the Goldfield Ghost Town and Mine, where we spent the entire first half of the day. To walk around the town, seeing the sights is free, but the tour of the mine does cost money, as well as the food and gift shops, of course. The tour of the mine was a bit on the short side in my experience. There's lots of interesting old relics to see if you take the time to walk around exploring around the grounds of the town. Oh, look at this Day of the Dead statue. Oh, look at these cute girls. Very nice.
I'm not a little girl. I'm part of it.
Oh, okay.
But I talk.
All right, we are done at this Goldfield Ghost Town and Mine tour. I thought it was actually cooler than I anticipated, and we had lots of fun. What was your favorite part, Lucy?
Being hot.
Okay. Lydia or Clara, what was your favorite part?
I'm hot.
Lydia, what was your favorite part?
Gun show.
The gun show. Yeah. What was
The mine tour.
the mine tour was Jesse's favorite part,
I loved all of it.
and my favorite part was all of it too. But I think I just like the general ambiance of the whole place. All right, let's go back to the trailer and eat lunch. There's our trailer.
Oh.
You can just see it. Well, we are back to the trailer. It's a really cool view on this side. Our neighbor who was here last night, he has already left. And we'll be leaving today as well. But first we're gonna eat lunch. How's lunch, girls?
Love it.
Great. And the battery is already up to 96%. And we're still getting nearly 1700 watts. So we're definitely gonna get to 100% today. And we tried this morning, we got it down to like 36, I think, percent. And yet it's already back to almost 100%. And incidentally, right now it is 2 p.m. We were at a Shell gas station that has a free dump station, so we're going to utilize that, and then we'll continue on our way. This particular dumping station, the drain is actually kind of on the high side over here compared to where the RV parks. It's got 2 levels of curb here and then it drops back down. In any case, I threw some 2x6s here just to kind of help hold it up and elevate it. Works a little bit well enough. And then it has water here for the black tank flush. So what did you just do?
We just took a shower.
All the girls took showers, huh? Well, while we were at the dumping station, the girls went and took a shower while I was dumping and taking on fresh water so that it wasn't a hit against us with our resources to have them taking a shower other than electricity, and that's being generated by the sun plentifully. So we basically were able to take it for free without any cost to our water storage on the strip. Then we're going into Safeway to pick up some supplies before we head back off into the desolate desert. What are you doing, Lucy?
She's a bad guy. There's fully this away. Let's try to pull this thing away.
We still have some left over from this morning, don't we?
Syrup that we bought.
There's our trailer.
I want to.
Well, we ended up getting to our destination too late again to film anything outside because it was too dark, but I'll get that tomorrow. In any case, we were just eating a little bit of a late dinner and we're going to go to bed. When we left the gas station, the battery was down to 90% because of the water heater and mini split that we were using while the kids were showering, and now it's down to 85 because we've been cooking and doing some things. And it is currently 7:10 p.m. One thing that happened on this segment of the journey is this mirror that sits on this door fell off. And as you can see, it still has some attachment points here, like these 3, but these other 3, this one here and these 2 on the bottom, came out. And as you can see in the pictures I'm showing on the screen, like it totally just ripped out. Like this is a hollow door and it ripped out the holes. So I'll address this when I get home and put some better hardware on it. But luckily the mirror didn't break. I've put it over here temporarily, and luckily that mirror is still intact, so we'll be able to still use it. This is the Victron monitoring portal showing the electrical system in our trailer for this day that this video was about. This blue line is the state of charge of the RV battery bank, and the red columns are the consumption, and the orange columns are the solar production. So starting out here at midnight, first thing in the morning, you can see throughout the evening we were using very minimal amounts of electricity. It looks like virtually like 50 watts. That's maybe 240 watts right here for the hour. You'll notice that there are a couple of spikes here, and I've found that that's typical for the water heater to kick on during the night to keep up the temperature, and that's these spikes most likely. Then the solar starts to produce here around 8 in the morning, and keep in mind this time is in Utah time still, and we were in Arizona, so it was actually 7 a.m. in Arizona time. And then we're starting to get solar and starting to consume electricity. We made pancakes for breakfast, like I mentioned, so that's this consumption right here, and did some other things, and probably had batteries being charged and whatnot. Then we left the trailer and we're sightseeing, and that's where this electricity consumption drops off, and the production from the solar is going like gangbusters until the batteries fill up, which happens here at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And then we basically have the solar production drop off because it has nowhere to go, so the solar panels cannot produce. And it stays full for a bit until it starts to drop off here at 5 p.m. This spike here about 4:30 to 5 p.m. is when the water heater kicked on due to the girls taking a shower in the trailer while we were at the dump station. So while I was taking care of dumping the tanks, basically they were adding to those tanks as they were draining. So that explains that particular spike right there. And then we eventually go to bed and our consumption drops off as well. So just giving you an idea of what the electricity looked like this particular day with the weather that it was and our consumption, what it was for our family of 6. Over here on the side we can see our total solar production was 9.8 kilowatt hours, and on a fully sunny day, which this was largely sunny, we've experienced up to 20 kilowatt hours. And so obviously the majority of this was lost due to the fact that these days are short. This is in February, and when we get 20 kilowatt hours, that's on a perfectly sunny day with no shading at all during any time of the day near the summer solstice, which is middle of June. And so on this type of day we could have gotten a couple more kilowatt hours though. And then over here on the consumption side, this is how much we used. Now the delta between these is most likely some level of efficiency loss from the inverters, plus the DC energy consumption is not shown here. Our fridge is running on DC, as well as lights and other miscellaneous things on board. In our next video, we go on a short hike exploring our campsite before hitting the road, continuing our journey north. Our next campsite is an hour away on Forest Road 525 near Sedona, Arizona. After managing to find a spot in this crowded area, we're only a short 15-minute drive away from exploring the Sedona area, where we do some hiking. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.